That would be Star Trek.
I'm not that good of an actor.
Why didn't Jeremy beam up by himself? Why didn't he? I don't know how to.
I mean, perhaps if you had a really protracted pre-production schedule, you could probably fabricate one of those suits, but they're just, they're pretty extraordinary pieces of construction. And with our research, impossible to replicate.
Yeah.
And so it was...
we did try to make one, and it just looked like a burlap sack, you know, and so
it was very hot. It was also the summer in the Middle East, and so...
That's important, though.
It was hot before you put the suit on anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's important.
I agree. And I think Katherine really agrees. Sure. She made me do ADR, which is, you know, like looping, like if the line's messed up and pose. She made me put the suit on because it weighs on your chest and you breathe differently. So like, there's no way I'm using foam in this suit, shooting this thing, even if it's an option. And I agree with her. We should use the weight because it made me walk a certain way. It gives you a certain. That suit is such a massive part to this movie, to this character. So.
It's the end shot of the movie, too.
Yeah.
It's that last shot of you walking down that street.
Right.
Wow, fantastic. Right there. Can you repeat that for the audience?
What Jim is asking is, what does it take to put on the suit, which is a line in the movie. And I think let's start with perhaps Jeremy.
I mean, initially it was like, you know, it takes two guys and the sucker that has to wear it. You know, it's, but you know, you can go into a reason why someone wants to do that. You know, what does it take to put on a suit? You know, why does somebody want to be a school teacher? There's 1,000 school teachers that do it for their different reasons. You know, why someone chooses to do that.
You'll come on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Obviously, I want Mark to speak for it because he originated the piece on an embed in Iraq in the winter of 2004 with the bomb squad. But our feeling is really, it was always to give the audience a boots on the ground look at life over there and life as a bomb tech, specifically since it's kind of a war of bomb. That's sort of the war of bombs. That's sort of the modus operandi of engagement, and to really make a combat movie. So I think that was an intentional, that's sort of, because it comes from first-hand observation, that was
Sure.
the intention of the entire piece. So
And you also say a lot. I mean, I think you say a lot by just depicting what it is.
Yeah.
By telling the truth about what it is and not beating people over the head with what you want them to hear.
In my opinion, these men have, it's really a, kind of a story of courage and heroism. And these men have arguably the most dangerous job in the world. And as a filmmaker, I mean, that's such an already inherently...
Whoa,
Um,
just hold.
Can we take care of this? Thanks.
There, I'll put it over here.
There you go.
Inherently dramatic subject that, as a filmmaker, you kind of want to step out of the way and let it reveal itself.
Okay. Mark, will you speak to that a little bit? Wow.
Sorry, you guys.
It's kind of like Star Wars. Were you speaking to the lightsaber? I think you can do it. And if that doesn't work, I'll pass you this.
This is, it's dead now, but that's okay. What was the question?
Well, we were talking about making a movie about combat and about the bomb squad over there, but also not being message. You're not making a message heavy. You're making a movie about the actual guys that actually do this job, the men and women that work
Well,
there.
yeah, I mean, I think we tried to be observational primarily, and even almost repertorial in a lot of ways. But there are messages in there, but they're sort of underneath maybe some of the more like obvious things, like the intensity and the action and the as Katherine said, the heroism and also the price of heroism. But it was important for us not to. I mean, there's this old saying among the soldiers, whatever soldiers say, something like, "There's no politics in the trenches," and so, I don't know how true that is, but there's some truth to it. And we felt like, we didn't want to artificially impose a kind of like whatever left or right kind of sensibility on something that wouldn't be real to that moment. And the truth is that probably if you're standing over a bomb and disarming it, even though in the back of your mind, you might know all about geopolitics and the price of oil and the reasons for, you're not thinking about that when you're disarming a bomb. It's just not part of your reality, and you're not thinking about it when you're getting shot at, and you're not thinking about it when you have 38 days left on your tour, and so on. So I think we tried to sort of remain as close to the kind of experience of the soldiers in those really intense moments as possible.
Can we talk about the suit a little bit? Because it's very lunar, but it's amazing. I mean, it's a thing we don't see in movies. I've never seen what we saw in this. Come on, let's use that one. Pass that down.
I think you should talk about
You
the
want to talk
suit.
about the suit, Jeremy?
Ed, I have mixed feelings about the suit. On one hand, it is quite peaceful, and then you have, it's like, 100 pounds or so. It's equally distributed through your entire body, so the physical weight is interesting at first, and it's, the sound is just, it's just hear your own breath. That's all you hear, so it's, to me, it's always, once I had the suit on, I'd put headphones in my ears, and I would play Beethoven, Moonlight Sonata. It became poetry. It became this very sort of esoteric, sort of, all right, let's go paint this painting. Well, I go disarm, render statement IND, right? But after 5 minutes in it, I want to kill myself. And it's arduous, and the training in it was a stack of paper clips is on the ground, a stack of 100, and you pick one. You have just to get on your knees and to get down and pick one up and get up and go 15 feet and put it down. I mean, it takes you 3 minutes just to do that. So you move that stack over to there, and that's it. That's all you had to do. But it's pretty intense. Just to
It was
do
the
that.
real bomb suit. In the movie, it's not a costume. It's the actual suit that they wear in the military. So it was.
Do you miss the
It's a
suit?
piece of equipment.
Well, I just was informed that I'll be reacquainted with it here on.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I guess my question also for you, Catherine, is I'm still pretty knocked out by this film, but did you end up with a film that you set out to make? I mean, you set out to do, you shot this film, what, 44 days? Not an easy shoot, a lot of